If your dog sounds or looks like this, you guys don't have to put your dog in the other room or wait 4 hours for them to stop freaking out. It's your house, not theirs. I understand as a dog owner myself and a pro dog trainer how frustrating that can be. I've seen so many of my clients all over the world struggle with their dogs barking, but it's really, really, really important to know why your dog is barking first before I tell you exactly how to stop it. So if you don't know why your dog is barking, stopping it isn't going to be sustainable. I can give you a bunch of cheat codes to try to get the dog to stop really quickly, but you really need to know and discover why. So we're going to go over the why and then the how in this short video. Now there's a couple types of barking dog owners typically will deal with, and you must find yours to truly know how to end it forever. Number one is the alert bark, because somebody's at your house. This could either be them walking by, dogs will bark, or ringing the doorbell, or actually coming into your home. But some dogs will have a threshold of when they're reactive. Some dogs literally hear somebody and they're barking. And for me, you guys, dogs barking is completely normal. Your dog loves you and your family, and they are desperately trying to tell you and alert to you that somebody's here. What do we do? Alert, somebody's here. What do I do? What should we do? Also, your dog may likely be telling the person, I'm here, so you should probably walk away because I need to protect everybody, even though it's just the Amazon driver ordering you a Prime package that you delivered last night. So this is something that you're gonna have to deactivate with obedience, which I'm gonna walk you through. But just understanding that we can't just stop something that is naturally supposed to be happening. And this is what dogs do. They go, oh, somebody's here. So this will be 90% easier, this whole process, if you have a good place and a good stay command. And if you guys don't, or you're wondering how to get that better stay or place command, you can take my Kickstarter course right now, which is $100 off using this discount code YouTube, and I'll leave the link in the description to take that course. So let's say someone's at your door, your dog barks. Guys, that's okay. That's not what you're trying to delete, because you simply can't delete that. You tell your dog, I want you to go to your bed, or I want you to go to your crate. You tell them to stay there. Now, you, the human, handle the other human at the other side of the door, whether welcoming them in or taking the package or taking your Uber Eats, whatever it is. Now, let's say you don't have a place or a stay. Like you don't have that, which you should take the Kickstarter course to get that. Or maybe your dog continues to bark in the stay. You go, Tom, my dog goes to my place, but they still bark. No problem, we're gonna walk through that. Now, this is probably the most important piece to the whole equation. You tell your dog to leave it. Now, this is something that would be really helpful to teach before you're trying to apply this in a realistic circumstance. And I have another video that I already recorded right here on YouTube for free that you can follow to teach how to leave it with my own personal dog. So getting back to what we were talking about, your dog will be on leash for this. So rather you don't have a good place or stay, or your dog is barking in the place and stay, put your dog on the leash. Then, when your dog goes, I'm freaking out, and you say leave it, and they don't, you correct the behavior. You correct your dog on the leash or the collar. Now, the correction to define for you guys is simply to teach or clarify you're doing the wrong thing. If you're a teacher and your student says 1 + 1 = 4, incorrect. I'm gonna correct you on that. This is how to do it right. It's that simple. Now, what this looks like is basic and very, very simple. It's just a leash pop paired with your audible leave it at the same time. Leave it, okay? That's what that means. The amount of people, you guys, the amount of dog owners out there who want to stop something so frustrating in their lives with their dog without telling them no is astounding. It's insane. Things I've heard and seen people do before with little to absolutely no success. If you guys listen to my podcast, you'll hear this almost every episode. Well, my trainer told me to put the dog away or put him in the other room. Now, guys, think about it for a second. Does this stop the barking? Does this teach your dog not to bark? Does this teach your dog not to bark when people come over? No. This avoids this situation. It's like putting when I was a little kid, I used to do this, I'm guilty, all your junk and all your things under your bed. Like all the junk that was out was just under my bed. And we're just avoiding what really needs to be done, which is doing laundry and putting dishes away and all that stuff, right? So it's avoiding the situation. This not only doesn't work, it can make the entire situation worse by making the dog more frustrated because now they're being put away and they can hear what's going on and now they're more suspicious. Now, by correcting your dog, I have done this hundreds of times, and I'll just show you 2 clips right here of a dog barking and reacting and me correcting the dog, and they go, oh, why didn't you say so? Just watch. Leave it. Hey, leave it. No. Good, leave it, Higgins. Good, leave it. So So
instantly saw it in his face.
That bark that he's doing is more of this, oh crap, like kind of thing, right? Yeah, and you can tell by the kind of like the length of it, it's like more of a bark, like almost like a beagle-esque type howl. So dogs who are more aggressive or at least more intentional with like, I don't like this dog, are going to be more like row, 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 like, get out, you know. That's very like, oh crap, what do I do? It's very like sound offish. So right now he's hearing this dog next door, and if you just watch his body language, he tells you so much. He's interested, you know, he's wagging his tail and he's kind of like, what's going on, but he's not barking. So the correction that you were doing wasn't as defined as mine was, right? Okay. So I had a lot of precision, and it was like do do do, like really quick. If we don't step in at that moment, it's never gonna stop, as you know. So I'm gonna use this. Leave it. So you can tell him leave it. So that's the vibration there.
Okay.
Leave it. Good. I want you to look at his reactivity, okay? So he goes from here to here. It's just reactivity, so he doesn't really know what the hell he's doing, right? So once he does that, I'm trying to stop it here before he gets to that red zone habitual ba 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 ba. Now, of course, once your dog stops barking, then you can reward them. That's the objective here. Don't do this and do more of this. I also suggest to practice this with somebody over and over again at your house so you can drive home the concepts with your dog until reality happens again and you're prepared. Now, the best food and the best reward system is going to be the No Bad Dog Nubs, 100% organic beef liver, available now in my store. I created them for specific dog training scenarios like this. Okay, now on to the second type of barking. Maybe your dog is outside in the yard, in your fenced-in yard, or they're standing next to you and they're barking. Now, this is likely a cry for attention, or maybe they're bored. Dogs who habitually bark are typically just bored. And my suggestion is to make sure your dog has an ample amount of exercise first before we try to leave it or any of that stuff that we discussed above. But the same process aligns with this. If your dog is barking at the dinner table or while you have guests over, it's like because they want your attention. But again, like what do you have to do to help with this scenario? Do you have a place? Do you have a leave it? If you don't have anything in place to help these situations, it's going to be very difficult for you to overcome these. And again, there's only so much that we can do as dog owners to stop things. Sometimes we can't stop things. We have to counter this behavior because maybe the dog feels like it's their job or they're just never gonna stop. And that's where you're constantly in this loop of frustration. So you have to modify your expectations a little bit and change the way you're training your dog. The last type of barking is probably the majority of people out there, which is like leash reactivity barking. And you may not like to hear this, but it's not as easy as stopping the barking. You have to understand why your dog is barking in the first place. There's 3 classical reasons why dogs are reactive on the leash. There's frustration, there's fear, and there's excitement. You may not be able to completely stop these things, but you can counter with obedience. Your dog sees another dog and they build and their hackles come up and they get excited. Put your dog into a down and then tell them to stay and then tell them to look at you. Well, I don't have a down, I don't have a stay, especially when there's other dogs. Start working on that. You have to have a diverse game plan here to be successful. And again, have you corrected your dog? Have you told your dog actually that what they're doing right now is inappropriate? You don't want them to do this? Have you corrected them? No? You should start there, like we talked about before. Now, in this particular context, you're out for a walk with your dog. They're happy, you're happy, life is good. You see another dog minding their own business, boom, your dog completely explodes just because they saw another dog out there for literally no reason. That's the context we're talking about. Sometimes dogs just don't know what to do, and it's up to you, dog owner, to step in and correct the situation. Correct it to make it right, not only for them, but for you. You can also use this with my dismantlement exercises that I talk about a lot, especially in my podcast and my other training videos. You got to use your inside turns, your outside turns, and your drawback recalls before your dog actually gets into red zone. So you're dismantling the build before it actually boils over like a pot of water. There's a ton of this on my reactivity to neutral course, which again, all my courses right now, $100 off using this discount code YouTube, link in the description below. So if your dog is barking, just know there's likely a reason for your dog barking. You have to have the skills and the experience with your dog to handle those situations for a more successful and a better outcome. You can't just stop something completely like that. This is the thing that people have a hard time with, is they watch somebody like myself, and I'm guilty of it. I have hundreds of free video content out there of me stopping things, but you really want to see the entire picture. But you have to really understand that if your dog is habitually barking, there's a reason why they're barking. You don't want to just, like, if you're finding water all over your basement floor, don't just soak it up to remove the water. You want to find the leak. You want to find the reason why this is happening, unless, guess what? It's just going to happen again. Now, if you guys are at home trying to figure things out with your dog, or you're just a dog nerd like me that wants to learn more about dog behavior, I have a Tom Davis Online Academy, which you guys can find all of my uncut videos. You watch a video on here on YouTube, 10 to 15 minutes, you're not getting everything. You're not getting all the pieces, which may be the missing link in your dog training success. You can watch all of those videos from the years of me working with clients all over the world in the Online Academy. You also can get access to my private trainers at the Upstate Canine Academy, so you can ask them in real life, in real time training, hey, I am watching this video and I wonder if this is the right collar, or am I doing this right? You can send them videos. So you literally have access to my trainers for as low as $19.99 a month. Also, we go live every single week with me answering your questions in continual. It's really great to associate this with another trainer. You can fill all the gaps with this at a very low and affordable price. Also, people don't even hire trainers anymore. They just enter my Online Academy. They ask me all the questions. They watch all the content. They ask my trainers in between the sessions, and they train their dog. All of that is listed in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that it was helpful. And if it was, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more videos like this every single week. Peace.